Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys hear me? Okay. I got new headphones and just set them up this morning. So, yeah, that's it.
My assumption is you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Mine are not quite as new.
I felt a little spendy yesterday and went and got the new, well, they're not new, but the AirPods.
Excellent.
And now I'm afraid they're going to announce new ones on the 20th.
Maybe. I think they're still trying to sell the Maxes, which is what I'm wearing.
Yeah, do you like them?
I do. It's
Yeah.
the best noise I have two other noise canceling. One is Bose that I've had for years that I love, and I've
Yeah.
used for like every travel thing I've done in the last 10 years or
Yeah.
more, longer than that. And then I have a pair of Sonys that I like a lot, but not as much as the Bose. These
Yeah.
guys, I stand next to the laser with the fans on and the exhaust fan on, and I
Yeah.
can't hear it.
It's crazy.
Like the noise canceling is dumb, and Joel scares the crap out of me. I'll be like looking this way, he comes up behind me, and I'm like, oh.
That's what I'm concerned about, turning the noise canceling on these on, is I'll just be equally scared, or like I just won't notice people around me.
Oh yeah, you'll have no idea anyone's there. So you only
Yeah.
do it if you trust your coworkers.
Yeah, I mean, when I hear it, it's mostly just one ear at a time.
Yeah.
So I can hear the front door open,
Nice.
just in case. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Excellent.
Hey, Debbie, I'm going to talk about this during financials, but can you make a note that we put the, I'm sorry I didn't catch we put the Dropbox renewal under communications 975.2, but it should actually go under software 980.
Okay.
And that's my bad. It used to be communications and then we made a software line. Thank you.
Quick question. Should I put the event on hold since we don't have all of our ticketing options up there?
Yep. Someone registered.
What?
Did you see that message? Someone registered?
Yeah, I did. And I changed it to $50 to try and stop that from happening, because Emily bought 2 tickets and there are a limited number of tickets to in-person, and it's supposed to be our only moneymaker for the rest of the year. So
yeah, I mean, I can always talk to her. I know her, but
yeah, as do I. All right.
I don't know why I just assumed it was a draft in there, but oh well.
Julie, you're muted.
I was saying that I can barely hear Sabina, and but Lainey is very loud, so I don't know. Not normally, Lainey. Sabina, a message on the color today, huh?
I know. Good job, buddy.
You're wearing your ILEA shirts.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was intentional.
I wish I had one now.
Not the first time in the last 7 days I've matched someone.
Homo.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Hanging in.
How about you?
Marty's starting to feel overwhelmed. I'm ready for a vacation.
Oh no. I thought
I
our
knew this was
was really good. I thought that was super helpful.
the meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I do too. I'm excited for the event. I'm excited for all parts of it. Just it's kind of ILEA's rollout of post-COVID, so that's really
Yeah.
exciting.
I'm excited. What kind of trivia is it going to be?
That's a great question. That's something we need to discuss. But I was thinking, going back to Supermarket Sweep, they do groceries and stuff. So why can't we do event themed trivia? That's my thought. But
We've done it before. We've used like the CSCD outline to come up with our trivia.
That was the Olympics. That was really fun. Still one of my most favorite ILEA events, that one.
That
I got
was
to
really
be
fun.
super competitive and be a little wild and make some cool awards.
I was looking at the pictures of it yesterday and I just, oh my gosh, it's by far one of my favorite events I ever planned.
It was awesome.
Such a fun team building.
Now I can't hear you, Sabina.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
I don't know how to make it use my headphones as my speaker. It just like won't do it. So I'm using my camera.
You go
I don't know.
under your Bluetooth settings on the computer.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, I can choose it in Zoom. It just won't. And like the little microphone shows that it's listening to me, but it's just not.
it may be because it's your computer. Like my headphones are connected to my computer that I then tell Zoom to listen to.
Yeah, my headphones are connected to my computer, and Zoom is showing that it's listening, but it's just not.
Huh,
So I don't know.
that stinks. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll figure it out eventually. It's because I'm on a PC. So
Yeah.
that's the problem. Who are we waiting on?
What?
Who are we waiting on?
Let's see. Who
He's
are my
programming?
participants? Only if I text him. Hold on.
Who's the new person on the board?
For next year's board, Jenny?
Yeah,
She was on that call yesterday.
I know, but I don't know her.
Oh.
I think she's going to take over comms for everyone.
Yeah. She does, she works, or she owns OFAB, or OFabulous events. And they do
She's a
marketing and events.
Planner?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Is
I know what the history of
Jesselyn's not
marketing.
coming? Jeff, have you even talked to Jesselyn?
She's been radio silent since, I don't know, the last time she said something in Slack.
Okay, I'll reach out to her. And is Danny coming? Do we know about Danny? Anyone heard from Danny?
I have not heard from Danny.
Danny,
Are you gonna text him?
yeah. Hmm. All right, give them about a minute and then we'll just get started and see if they show up. Dun, dun, dun.
Did anyone go to the NACE event virtually yesterday?
Nope.
No.
I think it was just like Ching, Des, and someone else that were virtual.
Oh, just a couple people.
Yeah, just like 3 of them.
Did it go well?
Yeah, Jeff's a rock star. He was on the
Oh,
panel.
we knew that.
It was good. It was very, I mean, it was nice to see everyone.
Good.
I don't know if I
Yep.
learned much since it was all my friends, but it was good. They did a great pivot since they had the moderator and a speaker call out yesterday morning, like 2 hours before the event.
Yep.
How does that
So-
happen? That blows my mind.
Yeah, same.
Like, not one person, but 2 people. Like,
Well, we lost a speaker the day of or day before, a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
the day before.
Yeah.
but this
But
is
that
like,
was at least the day before, and he, I mean, well, I hope these people give good excuses, but
kind of crazy.
yeah.
All right. Well, Joe has joined us. I don't know about Danny. I haven't heard back. So we're just going to get started. So I am. Danny just texted back. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yes. Okay, so let's get us started. So I will call us to order. We'll start with, did you guys all read the March minutes? Hopefully the answer is yes. And can I get a motion to approve the minutes from March?
There was something weird in there, but do we
What
have-
was it?
and then go back and discuss it.
No, we just talk now about it.
Just under programs, there was a line talking about showcase about Ben Fox and Biscuits and Berries, and it just kind of read a little weird. Ben Fox might want to be sponsor at Biscuits and Berries.
Yep, I saw that one too.
Yeah. They're 2 different organizations.
So it should say Ben Fox and Biscuits
Might
and
want to
Berries.
sponsors, Ben Fox and Biscuits and Berries. There you go. Thank you. And then something in there about programs has $300 for but then in the budget, it actually talks about that we have 350, I think. So just curious.
I feel like you've used some of it.
What?
Hold on. I don't know how to find my.
Look at budget real quick. Programs and ed, it does say 350.
So I didn't know which one was correct.
That is a good question.
I see 300 in the budget versus actuals.
Okay, so it should be 300. So I don't know why
Okay.
it says 350 there.
You have 300?
That
Correct.
should
My
be.
budget versus actuals is showing 350.
What?
The budget versus actuals that's in Slack is showing 350.
For April?
No. So this is the at the bottom, the chapter committee expense.
975.1.
Yep.
Right,
And it does
I
show
see 300.
350.
Debbie, yours is an old one.
Yep,
Yours-
that's
you don't
old.
have a- I don't know why it would have changed though. We didn't change it.
Well, we did change comms because comms says 380 and the one that I'm looking at from Slack.
No, it's showing, well, communications is wrong anyways, because we miscategorized something.
Okay.
Julie, we may have to get back to you on this one.
Yeah, that's fine. Just let me know how much we have. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's
Any
leave it
other-
at 300 in the minutes, because,
Yeah.
well, you could always save $50 for a later event.
Okay. Any other issues with the minutes that we need to correct? Nope. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes with the change that Debbie made that we saw her make?
I motion to approve the minutes with the changes.
Awesome.
I'll second it.
Second by Allison. All in favor. I can't see you guys for whatever reason. I can only see one person at a time. So if you can say aye or nay today, that'd be great. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. All right, next order of business is financials, and I'm going to pass this over to Sabina.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize for not catching this earlier, guys, but we miscategorized our Dropbox renewal fee. It's about $119. It went into the communications chapter committee expense. It should be under the software expense.
I fixed it.
Debbie has fixed it, but the ones posted in Slack, you'll see it's wrong. That's just our bad. We had to do a renewal on the spot, and I didn't tell Debbie where to categorize it because I made Lainey pay it. But other than that, and the unclear amount of how much money programs has on the budget versus actuals, we're looking pretty good. We expected to take a loss this year, so I'm not concerned about the amount that we're showing there. We expected to be down $9,000 and we're down $3,000, so I think we're doing really good. Don't let that negative scare you. It's a good negative. And then on the profit and loss, you'll see the communications budget line. Again, that's the Dropbox renewal that we recategorized this morning into software. And then the speaker and talent fees that we talked about, where we were paying for the joint event, you'll see that came through finally. So that's what that was. Office supplies are things like paper and mailing checks around the state. Do we have any questions on the financials for this month?
All right, if you guys don't have any questions, can I get a motion to approve the financials for
With
March?
the edits.
With the edits made by Debbie, again, Debbie and Sabina.
I motion to approve the financials with the edits.
Second.
Yes.
I heard a second, but I have no idea who that was.
That was me, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Whitby.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Thank you guys for all speaking up. I appreciate it. All right. Next is update from me. Okay, so we did have a president's call this month with Kevin, our RVP, and a few things that are important to know. One is if you are renewing on the board of directors for 2021, 2022, do not renew your membership until you have an invoice from HQ. That invoice is the only way you're going to get the board discount on your membership. If you renew before you have that invoice at the current rate, that is what you will pay for the year, which is fine if you feel like doing that. But I think that all of us don't mind getting a little discount. So please make sure you have an invoice that you are paying for the 300 rather than the full rate.
And the nominations committee will send out information on this once the slate is approved as well.
Correct. We do still have some positions on the board available. If you know anyone, member or non-member, anyone in the industry that you think would be a good fit to help us move into the next year as we come out of COVID, we would love to talk to them. Please send their information or a warm introduction to Sabina. Sabina will continue to take those through the end of the ILEA year. I would love to have a full slate if possible by June so that we can all swear in together, which would be spectacular. So just keep that in mind as you're talking to friends and as you're getting out at more events. If you see somebody, if someone expresses interest, we would love to have them.
What
I will be
positions are available again?
Technically,
Directors,
directors and
president-elect, and president.
I mean, I'm president next year, but if we find somebody, then I'll coach them in and I'll coach myself out. But we're not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna force it if we don't have to. And I will send out, once the slate is approved, I will send out information about retreat for July to make sure we get that on the books as soon as possible so that you guys aren't running into conflicts with events, because I know everyone's picking up. Also, if you are doing the HUG program, which still exists, HUG ILEA is that $50 discount. If you are a board member, you need to have 4 people who have used HUG to get one $50 discount, because you're getting the board discount. However, if you are not going to be rejoining the board, keep doing the HUG ILEA. That's that $50 off and you get a $50 credit. So keep telling people as they renew to use HUG ILEA and put you down as the referring member. And what else? That is it from HQ. So exciting. From me, Sabina and I have not had an opportunity to connect regarding what we're going to do with some surplus cash. She and I are going to set up a time to chat through options and sort through kind of how to spread the wealth. So there may be some money coming in for May. We'll try and do that in the very short future and let you guys know what's happening with that. Also, I would love to hear from comms, Jeff, when you give your report about any social media timelines that we have. And what else? And programs, we need to talk about the event, the May event, because we did have a registration for free and we need to make sure we get all the information up before Friday at noon so that it's all correct, so we don't have that happen. I think that is all I have right now. Any questions for me, guys? No? Okay, I'm gonna pass this off to Julie for the programs update.
Okay, well, I thought just real quick touch base on the other events and then go back to May. Allison is taking over the June event and she's going to be the lead on that. I know she had a meeting set up with the venue this past week, so I still need to get some updates from her on what's going on with that. And the gala, where there were some discussions yesterday at our call about the venue, so we're kind of still maybe a little up in the air on the venue for the gala. Once we kind of settle in on that, then we'll dive into getting the caterers and those folks on board. For the May event, we had a great call yesterday. The team kind of made some fun changes at the GSD day, and sorry, my brain just stopped working. So we're kind of just working on the production aspects, finalizing exactly what the event's going to look like. And also, again, just confirming that the venue is going to work. We're talking about possibly switching it up Allwell is not allowed to deliver at Mile High Station. So, and we'd really like them to be able to participate since they're going to be one of our big sponsors. So I think Pablo was going to take a look at that and see if maybe we could flip flop the venues for May and August, or if we're looking at new ones, or if we're going to just stick with Mile High Station. So let's see.
And Julie, let me interrupt for 1 second. So Sabina, you got a call from the GM at Mile High and they basically said no way and like we can't call them and negotiate.
I reached out to them about being able to deliver, and it was a pretty firm no. I don't know if Pablo has heard anything else, but from my understanding, it was a no across the board for us. So usually we get our exceptions through Stephanie, but this one got forwarded to the GM, and she's a little notorious for being pretty strict about the list.
Okay.
So I don't know if we can get an exception because it's a free event. But my understanding, and I don't want to reach out to her again personally, because I don't want to ruin that relationship for next year with the company. But I am going to ask Footers tomorrow if we can use their venue. That would be super cool.
Okay.
But yeah, my understanding was a pretty firm no. There was no leniency there. So unless someone else has gotten it written into the contract, I think it's going to be a no.
Okay.
I also don't want her to be salty on ILEA for us like insisting. If we could just ask CPR and Nate would probably say yes. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking about how you'd like to have this information up by Friday, that we already have registrations. And one of the items we were talking about yesterday was the at-home box. So Pablo, that's going to be something that if we have to have it up by Friday, that's going to have to kind of be figured out really quickly. So
I think we need to get those tickets like for sale as soon as possible. But if we don't even have a venue, I'm wondering if we should just take the whole thing down until we have a venue.
I think just leave it paused, Blaney, and we're gonna have a venue figured out by the end of the week.
Okay. All right. So right now it's set. The Eventbrite is set to reopen itself. So I set it so that you could only get to it if you had an invitation link. It's set to repopulate at noon on Friday. But what we would need by noon on Friday on there is the various levels of payment, which would be a member, non-member, and student for in-person, as well as a member, non-member for at home.
Can you set it to do Saturday morning instead? So we have all day Friday to finish it?
Yep, I can do that. Is that good, Julie? And
we'd
Pablo?
also need the box information on there so that people see that when they register.
Okay, that would just be an additional. I haven't put, if you guys want my help putting stuff in, let me know. I can do that. I just right now I've paused it so we don't have any additional people registering. Because right now we have one registrant with 2 tickets for free, which we have to decide if we're going to allow that to stand or if we're going to say, hey, oops, sorry, we weren't ready.
What are the prices going to be for member, non-member, student, both in person and online? What are those 5 prices going to be?
ENP, do you guys have an answer for that?
I don't off the top of my head. I think we said yesterday that the virtual was going to be $5. I'm just trying to look at my notes and I don't know that we had a price. I want to say like 30 or something was sticking in my head.
Yeah. What if we do like 30 for member, 35 for non-member, and 10 for student?
Can you say that? Can someone repeat that? I can't hear Sabina at all. I hear just mumble. Sorry, Sabina.
Sabina said 30 for members, 35 non-members, and 10 for students in person. Mm-hmm. Do we have any fees associated with this, like any food fees or anything?
Not currently.
Okay.
Then, so virtual members will be $5. Virtual non-members will be $10, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
And I think one thing we need to do is get these up as soon as possible, and then when we do figure out the box details, we'll just have to reach out to the virtual people and see
Yeah.
if they want to add that in. I guess I don't really know the best way to do it, but I wouldn't want to hold back until we know the box info.
We can always set the box up as a separate ticket so that they can buy it again later
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
instead of doing an add-on. So
Yep.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. We'll just get tickets up by end of day Friday, and then we can figure the boxes out from there.
That sounds great.
And I'm sorry, is that something comms is supposed to do?
Yes.
Okay.
For in-person, do we have, if we don't have a venue, we don't have how many we can have in person? Am I correct in this assumption?
I think either, I mean, yes, correct. But I think we were talking about capping it at 50.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the size of venue that we need to actually do this, we should be fine with 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need a bigger space for what we're actually doing than for the amount of people we're accommodating.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And do we have, is that all that detailed? Because if people are attending in person, they are participating. Am I correct in that assumption as well?
20
Yeah, it's
people
gonna
will
be
be
like
able
a
to
game show.
participate. Not
Sorry.
everyone's participating, lady.
Not everyone?
No, up to 20.
Okay.
First come, first serve.
And how do we designate that?
I mean, there's a lot of detail that goes into this that has nothing to do with ticketing other than the first 20 people to say yes when they arrive will be playing
Okay.
as an
Have we-
incentive to get people on time.
Okay. Is that in the documentation? I haven't read the listing.
We just made a
Uh,
placeholder so far.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So this is not, it doesn't have anything yet. Got it.
yeah.
So maybe we should tell Emily that, sorry, but you can't have these tickets. We weren't ready.
I mean, the only reason we were going to charge was to put some skin in the game so people actually showed up. So, I mean, I think we just call her out during the game show and be like, hey, you're the lucky one who was able to, get a free ticket, and then just put her on the spot and have some fun with her.
Okay. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Assuming
Oh,
she
good.
shows up.
Right,
She'll
exactly.
show up. Emily will be there.
I don't know who she is.
Okay. I think that
We're
might be
gonna
all.
let her continue with the free ticket for 2 free tickets.
Yeah, that's what Jeff just said. If we let her maintain those 2 free tickets, then we can call her out when she is at the event. Be like, haha, you got it
What?
for free, so you get to play.
What if we instead reach out and give her the student price? Because I mean, that's $70. She's not a member.
I'm like, that's my question. Like, should we say, hey, we're going to cancel your registration. Here's a discount code. We need you to register under non-member so that we know what
Yeah.
she is. And
Yeah.
use this discount code to get it for $20 or whatever.
Yeah, I think let's do that.
Okay.
Because one, that's a lot of money,
Agreed.
but also two, I would like to see the non-member versus member ratios.
Okay. Jeff, I can handle that side of it so that you don't have to worry about that part. Okay.
Thanks.
I can talk about the, my phone meeting with, Roots.
Yes, please.
I spoke to them last week. I feel like a lifetime has passed already since then. So we are going with June 15th, 12 to 2. So we're doing a picnic lunch. They are going to get back to me with a menu, but they are all on board for food. And I asked about beverages and she was going to get back to me on the alcoholic version, but I know that we talked about, water, tea, that kind of stuff being available. But she was going to get back to me about the alcoholic beverages on that. And I told her we are anticipating about 50 people. We are going to need to have a Zoom available to that because I'm going to be in North Carolina. So I'm sorry. But, and Julie, did you promise her anything like tickets or anything like that previously before this conversation?
Literally all we did was they agreed to host it and we picked the date. That was all we agreed on.
Okay.
All the only
So-
discussions we had.
And I did ask her, I said, let me know how many people you want to be in attendance, not just working the event. And, but I told her we're anticipating it to be pretty casual, 2 hours. I said, that Lainey will be doing orchestrating some sort of presentation in there. We want time in the beginning to socialize, and we want like the last half an hour or last 20 minutes to socialize before the end of the event. But since it's 12 to 2, I mean, who knows who's going to go, but I do think we need, I would like to have a Zoom element to that one as well, if it's possible, even if it's sketchy. In other words, somebody's laptop computer sitting there, so which is what we would do. Does anybody have any questions or anything I need to ask about this?
I don't think so. Julie?
No, I'll probably just chat with Allison at another time just to kind of run through all the details.
Okay.
Sweet.
And yeah, and they are following whatever the current mask mandates are. So we'll just, like everything else, we'll just play that as we go. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. They're very excited to be on board. So I'm excited about that.
Sweet. Cool. Do we have anything else that we need to help you out with for May or for August, Julie?
Since I've started the new job, I haven't really taken a look at a lot of my ILEA stuff. So next week I have a couple days off. And so that's when I'm going to kind of dive into that some more, and I'll let you know.
I
Awesome.
also have GSD next week.
Yes. Which, is everyone coming to GSD?
I am not. No, I have a meeting.
You have a meeting?
I'm trying to get my COVID shot rescheduled, but right now my COVID shot's in Colorado Springs at the same time as GSD. So
At 9 a.m. in the Springs? Boy.
well, 10 o'clock in the Springs. So
Fun stuff.
I will be there.
I plan to be there as well.
There.
Sweet. That's my all-day ILEA day. I have ILEA all day. It's great. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on whether I'm coming. I have a pretty packed afternoon, and it's quite a drive for me. So
Yeah.
I may not be there. I'd say I'm probably more 20-80 in the not attending.
Fair enough. All right. If you guys are good, Julie, we're going to go on to communications and Jeff, and let Jeff kind of fill us in on where they're at.
So not much change in social media numbers. I think if we did have any, it was just a couple on Instagram. We have been working on the design showdown. With Jenny and Joe, we got a logo dialed in. I think I'm waiting for Joe to reply on his availability for our next meeting. But we're thinking it's going to either be Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday. And at that time, we're going to build our timeline for the upcoming events marketing. So our plan is to basically come up with come up with a timeline, and then working with programs, we're going to come up with all of the rules. Once we have all the rules dialed in, then we're going to drip market the rules. So every rule that we think can be exciting will be its own piece of marketing material. And we will be doing that in email and Facebook, of course. Based on some of our previous recent events, we've really determined that Facebook and email is not going to be enough for getting attendees. So we're hoping that, beyond the communications team, everybody is personally reaching out to people, inviting them to this event coming up, because we think that's where we're going to get the most attendance, is inviting people, one-on-one conversations with them, getting them excited about it. But at the same time, we are planning on really heavily marketing this through, our social media platforms as well. So hopefully those combined efforts will be, they will be effective, and we'll get a lot of people joining this, get a lot of fanfare and everything. One thing that I'm wanted to ask everybody is, I know that I saw the email about voting for Jenny to be on like what is it, the president? I forgot what it's called, the director of communications. What's the timeline for getting her in? I'd really like to get her some login info so she can help actually make these posts. I think that will be really helpful with the upcoming.
I'll take this one. So we're actually voting on the entire slate, and the deadline is the 23rd. But because she's a member already, she said, "Don't worry about the board rate. I'm just gonna sign up." And she's on your committee. You can give her login information to things that aren't confidential, like bank accounts, Slack, things like that. I have had the Twitter password pretty much since I joined ILEA, before I was on the board. So you can give out social media login information to committee members, just sparingly. I wouldn't give it out to everyone that asks, but I think Jenny certainly can have it. That's my opinion, based on what we've done in the past.
I have a question about that. Should we possibly change all the passwords and just, because there's probably people that have them, right?
No, we actually change them at least once a year.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And as board members resign, we change passwords that they were using.
Okay, just making sure, because I've dealt with weirdo stuff like that where.
Yeah, totally.
Just
and Facebook
people,
Facebook is great because they have to like the page, and you just set them as an admin on it. Not even a password. So.
Yeah, so always, like Jeff, we had that conversation earlier in the year too. Let's just make sure, like, she cannot yet be on Google, she cannot be on Slack, she cannot be on Eventbrite because they have dollar information, backend information, but she can be on all social media.
Okay, I don't recall specifically being allowed to give her social media, so that's really great to know, like that and MailChimp. I thought we couldn't give her anything. So that's definitely helpful.
Hey, Jeff, if you want to make me something on Facebook, not necessarily the other ones, but Facebook, I am happy to help with things there, share, do whatever. So if you want to add me in on, not as an admin, but as whatever level you want to put me in as, I can help with some of the Facebook stuff.
And Sabina, I don't know, is that something I'm able to do? Do I have like admin access where I can add people?
You should, Jeff, and if you don't, let me know and I can get you admin access. The thing is, you have to be Facebook friends with her to give her access.
I think we are, Jeff.
If not, it's long overdue anyways, so.
Yeah, well, I mean for Jenny specifically, not for Allison. Sorry. Yeah, so if you don't, let me know and I can help out.
Also, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but a few people have been sharing our events on Facebook, and that does help spread that as well. So on top of Jeff's ask to ask your friends and tell your friends, once you see it, if you see it on Facebook or on Instagram, share to your stories, share to your page as well. And just say, hey, event friends, like this is coming up. I'm super excited about it. Because it does help spread that news. Okay. Anything else?
Yep, we are starting to get going with the GSD because that's definitely coming around the corner. We need to start pushing that. Also, I had one more thing and now I can't think of it. So yeah, that's it. Sorry, I had something. I'll probably interrupt once I remember.
That's fine. I don't know if any of you guys listened to my Friday thing where I just talk at random. But I do talk about everything that's coming up for ILEA every Friday, pretty much. So if there's something coming up that you think I might forget, feel free to shoot me an email or a text or whatever. I'll make sure it's on my Friday messages. But that's probably one of the reasons we have a registration, because I said it was coming, the Showdown. So people are looking for it. So
I have to say I missed it, but I loved the tiny microphone. That was hilarious.
yeah, that's a gift from Sabina. The tiny microphone arrived again this last week, and I find it to be one of the funniest things I've ever used in my life. And this time I held it, which is even weirder. So yes, thank you, Sabina, for comic relief in my Friday messages.
I'm sorry you don't have a gavel, but this feels more appropriate for you.
Yeah, probably.
This is your gavel, by the way.
This is my gavel. So
Yeah.
I randomly talk to the world every Friday.
Yeah.
You guys should seriously watch some of them. I kind of lose my mind. It's like, because I'm talking to the void. So anyway, you could tell what's going on. All right, membership. Allison, can you tell us what's going on with membership?
Actually, I don't really know what's going on with membership. I mean, I'm just going to be straight up. The month of March didn't exist for me. After having surgery, my brain just did not kick into gear, probably till the end of March. So I edited the scholarship information and then went into surgery, and I have no idea what happened to it from there. So, but my brain, I feel, is back on fully screwed in again. So, so yes, I will figure out what's going on. That's all I know. And is anybody going to be able to take up Greg Tobo on his virtual magician at all?
We did Jeff did one with Greg. It was awesome.
Oh, good. Okay.
And we could certainly add one in to ILEA if you guys wanted to. I'm sure that Greg would be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's that it came up in my brain, and I was like, he's offered that. We should figure out a way to support him in that. So, so he can get some future business as well. So unfortunately, no, I do not. And I apologize. Just is what it is at this point, but I will figure it out. We'll get it going. I haven't spoken to Danny in a month either. So I think he checked in with me at week 2 or 3, and I still was like, just my brain wasn't there. So, and just to let you know how much my brain was gone, I deleted my entire Dropbox, and I shared that with you, Lainey. That was devastating for me, and I cannot get it back. So everything in my Dropbox is gone forever. So don't let me do anything on drugs ever.
So it looks like I'm just taking a quick look at the membership report. Danny has reached out to all past members, it looks like, to encourage them to rejoin. And he says no past members joined during the month of March, but I actually know that 2 did, I'm pretty sure. So many are waiting for third quarter to see if business improves once people get the vaccine, and many said they would rejoin once they have booked events. In terms of board members, as you guys, again, are going out to events and everything, ILEA is a rolling membership now, and you can pay half now and half later, which is very, very helpful. So remind people that if they want to get involved, we would love to have them involved. We'd love to have members. I think that as we move into next year, we're probably going to see a bigger gap between member and non-member pricing for some of our larger events to ensure that we're making a little money and to sort of get people to buy back in. So anyway, that's what Danny said. There you go. All right, what else is on where's my agenda? I lost the agenda, Debbie. It's on my desktop somewhere.
Design Showcase Awards.
Oh yeah. You guys want awards? Maybe we should talk about that.
We were talking about that yesterday on the call, and Pablo, we have to kind of come up exactly what the awards are, but I did remind Pablo that he should reach out to you about that.
Pablo, tell me, son, are you feeling okay, by the way? Brief side note.
I can't hear out of my left ear still. So I'm going to see a specialist again tomorrow. I went to one specialist yesterday and they basically looked at my ear for 2 seconds, said, oh, you have to go somewhere else. So I've been getting the runaround, which is not fun. What? Yeah. So as far as awards go, I think we decided there was going to be about 3 categories. And we were going to get participation from the virtual members to kind of vote on the categories. I think 2 of them were best use of materials and people's choice. I think we're still waiting for or to come up with a 3rd category as far as awards go. So I
Okay.
think 3 total.
President's choice.
President's choice. Is that what you said, Julie? President's choice?
Yeah, I think President's choice was one of the other ones that we had listed.
Do you want to do
Okay.
president's choice or do you want to do designer's choice since I don't know if we'll have a bunch of past presidents available.
Can someone repeat what Sabina said, please?
She asked if you want to do designer's choice, so the people involved, versus president's choice, since we don't know how many past presidents will be in attendance.
Well, that's
Or
always
do
been
we-
a problem every year, and that we
Or
had to
do-
reach out to the past presidents and
Right.
invite them to come and vote.
I mean, the online is pretty easy and it's not very expensive. We might be able to get a lot of past presidents and it's a way to get them back involved, which I kind of like that idea.
That's fine.
Either way, Pablo, do you want to do the same awards that we've done in the past for the designer showcase, which is a crystal award that has gray bits on the side? Or did you want to do something completely different since this is sort of a different beast altogether?
Yeah, I feel like we should do something like game showy kind of award
Okay.
style, whatever that may
Okay.
be. Since this event is going to be styled as a game show type event.
What does game show award style mean to you, sir?
I'll do some research. I'm 100% sure.
A new car.
That's what I was just going to say.
Okay. I can send you some ideas. I can look through the various suppliers that I have and send you some
Yeah,
ideas.
that'd be great. I like what Julie just said, a new car, if we can do like a little car kind of situation, kind of really goes with the, Price is Right.
That's what we're gonna do with that extra money that you and Sabina were supposed to talk about, lady.
We're
Just saved you
not
a
doing
meeting.
actual cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
No, we can't have actual cars.
We can do like little Hot Wheels or something.
You guys are hysterical.
Car that you put together.
They actually have car awards, so I will pull some of those and show them to you.
It would be cool to like make a video of a little Matchbox car like spinning around in a circle, but it like film it in a way that it actually looks like it's real almost, and then just take it off of that thing and hand it to them.
We'll leave that up to you, Jeff.
Let's do it.
Oh my god, that's hysterical. I love you guys. All right, so we'll figure out awards. We should do that relatively quickly because timing is sort of short. Anything else that we haven't covered that you guys want to talk about? Renee?
I mean, going back to this event, like one of the things that I'm going to need for production is a pretty detailed timeline and scripting and all of that. We need, basically what I need is I need to know when we can, like when we'll be changing cameras, when we'll be doing like, swapping over to a media feed, which would be like presenting the award, or not the awards, but the rules or anything like that kind of.
If you want
on
to make
screen
that
forever.
What's our focus on GSD, we can hash that out.
Yeah, in order for me to really see the true scope of this event, that's going to have to come first. And that's not something I'm able to handle on my own. So I'm hoping that, Pablo and Sabina and Julie, if you're going to be there, just whenever we can get this done, the sooner the better. And I think that's going to be a lot of just putting our heads down, collaborating and writing it out.
Yep. So yeah, so I'll be there on Tuesday next week, so we can bang this out.
Sure. That's also really going to be beneficial for communications, for, you know, determining what content we're actually creating, because we can come up with a general timeline, but it's not going to be enough to actually make posts until we have the rules, until we have all of that stuff. So yeah, GSD is going to be really important for us.
Okay. I'll be there to help fill in too, whatever you guys need some help with.
And also, like, if you know, if we have to do additional meetings in the evening or whenever, just to kind of hammer it all out, like I'm open to doing that as well, just to make sure it gets, you know, done sooner than later, so we're not setting ourselves up for failure. So
Okay, great. Anything else from you guys? Nope. Okay. I think that is all we have for now. Please do keep an eye on Slack for updates, information, etc. Once Sabina and I have talked through cash, we will need to probably vote on it because it will be a large enough amount that the board will have to say yay or nay on the use options. So please just kind of keep an eye on Slack and throw things up there as needed. You guys can still get a hold of me via text if you need me, as well as phone and Slack and all of those things. I try to pay attention as best I can. Tucker's still alive. That's good. So there you go. All right, so I need a motion to end the meeting.
I motion to end the meeting.
Pablo, spot
Second.
on.
Out of here.
The boys are out.
Can't hear you anyway.
Oh man. All right, you guys have an awesome time, and we'll talk to you very soon.
All right.
Bye.